Lucas here. I just want to talk about The Life of Pablo by Kanye West. The Life of Pablo is kind of a completely different feel to that of Yeezus and to that of really any album that he has ever made. It's a mess. It's a mess, but it's a beautiful mess, and that's the thing that I love about The Life of Pablo. So my first initial listen, I just remember thinking this thing's all over the place. There's so many angles that The Life of Pablo is going, and I don't really know how to take this thing. But when you listen to it as a full album, it just flows so well together, and but yet at the same time still being so many different things going on with it. He has a lot of guest artists on this album. He features The Weeknd, and that's on the song FML. And The Weeknd's vocals, like, they're just so on point with the song. He's got Sia on Wolves, and her vocals are just on point too. I really think that the thing about Kanye is that when he gets a guest to appear on his album, they always just kill it with whatever part that they are doing. And this has been since, all the way back in his first album and everything else. So the album starts out with Ultralight Beam, and it's a gospel piece. And every time I listen to Ultralight Beam, it is one of the most genius songs in Kanye's discography. It just really has so many emotions with it, and it just it's featuring Chance the Rapper, and Chance's part is probably the best Chance the Rapper line that I've personally ever felt like Chance has given. I felt like everything that he did on Coloring Books was good, but his part in Ultralight Beam is just on a whole nother level, and you can just really feel that he's just feeling it, and he's there. And Kanye's part too, just everything. I feel like the production of that song is unlike anything else, and he just did a really good job at going back to just a really good production side of everything for Ultralight Beam. And then you got Father Stretch My Hands, part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is with Kid Cudi, and he's actually been doing this live a lot recently. He's been so when Kid Cudi performs, Kanye's been coming out. He actually did this last night, and he's been doing his part on that song. And the lyrics to that song are so bizarre and vulgar and just kind of crazy, but I think that's what he was going for. The whole, if I fuck this model and she just bleached her asshole and I get bleach on my t-shirt, I'ma feel like an asshole. It's just so bizarre, but at the same time he says that's what he was going for. He just wanted to make the most bizarre lyrics and just really speak your mind on whatever you want to speak your mind on, and I just love that about that song. Part 2 is more of the Panda remix, but he just kind of I think it really goes together with part 1. Then you've got other songs on here towards the end, like No More Parties in LA. I really feel like that song with Kendrick just it goes so well together, and you can tell that Kendrick really put the batteries in Kanye to really step up his rap game and just go for it and go on that level of Kendrick. And personally, for me and a lot of people that I've spoken with, they prefer Kanye's verse on that, despite Kendrick having the fast-paced rapping that he does. Kanye just comes in and just kills it in that song. 30 Hours, one of my favorite songs. That one caught my attention right away. I feel like that the flow of that one is so well, and just everything about that song, the lyrics, and just so many different aspects of the song really catch my attention. So it's just Kanye the whole time, and he's just talking about a past relationship in which he had to travel 30 hours in order to get to this person. And then another one I really want to like focus on and highlight is Saint Pablo. Saint Pablo is the closer of 30 Hours, and Saint Pablo I just think is the perfect closer. And when you really listen to that song, I don't know what it is about it, but it just really fits well with what happened on this tour. And that's Kanye canceled the rest of his tour because he was hospitalized for exhaustion. And then with Famous, which was another controversial track, just like I Am a God, he talks about Taylor Swift. All my Southside niggas that know me best, I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why I made that bitch famous. Like everybody remembers that line, and and this was when everybody thought that Taylor Swift and Kanye were kind of, gonna figure things out. But he released that song, and now nobody really knows what's going on with all that. But Famous, I feel like it's a really solid track. It features Rihanna, and I think she kills it as well on this track. Yeah, that's I wanted to give some thoughts on what the Life of Pablo means to me and how I feel about the Life of Pablo in general. I think that it's a different approach to all of his albums thus far, but that's what he's known for. That's what he does. He really changes it up with all of his albums. And I guess that if you're a Kanye West fan, really give an open mind when you're listening to this album and take it for what it is, because when my first initial listen to it, I didn't really understand it the way that I do now. And now as I listen to it, it's one of my favorite albums, if not my favorite album by Kanye West. So I think that you should give it a shot and really take it for what it is, and just try to appreciate each track individually, but also the whole album as an entire piece of art. So that's all I want to say about it. This is Lucas. Thanks so much for watching.